Hello everyone and welcome to my Week 5 presentation. This week I am continuing with a subject of interest in my preferred area of doctoral inquiry concerning the impact of computers in the recent history of warfare. I will take on a more focused area in this subject by looking at a brief history of computers in the field artillery. As a former U.S. Army field artillery officer, this subject is of great interest to me. I selected 3 academic sources from the America History and Life database. Let's start with the first source, which is a scholarly article by W.H.C. Higgins, B.D. Holbrook, and J.W. Emling, and the title of it is Electrical Computers for Fire Control. Their article is a Bell Laboratories research article and discusses the development of improved fire control systems during World War II by using computers to translate radar data on the existence and location of a target into gun orders designed to direct artillery shells to and cause them to burst at a point where the target and its mission are most apt to be adversely affected. The authors give us a chronological history from the pioneering work of George Stibitz in 1937 to 1940, and Stibitz designed and put to work at Bell Laboratories the first electromechanical digital computer through innovations recognized in World War II. One of the more interesting points and conclusions is that Bell Laboratories entered this field because a few members of the staff became interested in the problem of using radar data for gun control. The second academic source is Jennifer Light's article, When Computers Were Women. The article draws an interesting parallel to one of my favorite movies, which is Hidden Figures, by pointing out that J. Presper Eckert and John W. Mauchly became household names in the history of computing due to developing America's first electronic computer, which was ENIAC, to automate ballistics computations during World War II. These two men engineers dominate the story of ENIAC, but they hardly worked alone. History has been pretty silent when it comes to the contribution of approximately 200 women that were both military and civilian serving as human computers, programming ballistic computations during World War II. This article examines how 6 of these 200 women were selected to program ENIAC to automate the ballistic computations. Light retells the history of ENIAC's invention, with special focus on the female technicians whom existing computer histories view as invisible. She concludes in her article that the omission of women from the history of computer science perpetuates misconceptions of women as uninterested or incapable in that field. The third academic source is Michael Forsyth's article, Precision Launch Rocket System, a proposal for the future of field artillery. Forsyth's article was written in 2003 and examines the history of field artillery since the beginning of World War II, and he articulates the lessons learned from that war as well as recent wars. The focus of his article is to predict how the future of field artillery will look based on the history of field artillery from the recent past wars and how computers and technology may be used going forward. He concludes that the U.S. should move toward a precision launch rocket system that moves field artillery from an indirect fire or area fire concept to a precision weapon concept. Therefore, the idea is to make the field artillery a one-round, one-kill combat arm. An interesting side note on this particular point is that earlier this month it was announced that the Paladin 155mm howitzer platform that we have in the U.S. can fire a round manufactured to take out a cruise missile. So it looks like his 2003 article was a bit clairvoyant. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful and great week, and I look forward to reviewing your videos.